Hi, I'm Nicole Hemrick, and I'm the managing attorney at Hemrick O'Malley PLLC in New York, New York. Today, I want to talk to you about an important policy alert that was issued on September 12th from USCIS regarding extraordinary ability and the evaluation of the criteria. As many of you know, there has been a lot of uncertainty about how USCIS is evaluating the evidence related to extraordinary ability, particularly because there seems to be a great discrepancy in how non-immigrant visas for extraordinary ability, O1s, are adjudicated versus EB-1A green cards related to extraordinary ability. As a refresher, while a person getting a green card based on extraordinary ability could do so from an employer's petition, an EB-1A extraordinary ability applicant may also self-petition for the green card. The criteria are that you must demonstrate sustained national or international acclaim, that you will continue to work in your field of expertise, and that your entry into the United States as a green card holder will substantially benefit the United States. USCIS has provided examples of how the evidence is looked at in order to determine whether you will qualify for extraordinary ability. There are 10 criteria for proving extraordinary ability, and you must meet 3 out of 10 of them to get past the first step in the 2-step evaluation process for extraordinary ability. So we're going to run through these quickly. The first criteria is having won lesser nationally or internationally recognized prizes. For this criteria, in its policy manual, USCIS provides a few examples. They give examples of awards from well-known national institutions or well-known professional associations. Also, certain doctoral dissertation awards may qualify, or awards recognizing presentations at nationally or internationally recognized conferences. Again, these are just examples. It doesn't mean that if you don't have these or you have something else that it may not qualify, but these will give you an idea of what USCIS is looking for. In reviewing these awards, USCIS is particularly interested in the criteria to grant the awards, the national or international significance of the prizes or awards, the number of awardees or prize recipients, and the limitation on competitors. Another criteria is membership in associations in the field that require outstanding achievements from their members as judged by recognized national or international experts in the discipline or fields. In looking at this particular criteria, USCIS is particularly interested in seeing some evidence that an outstanding achievement is required. They do make a note that there are some organizations that might have multiple levels of membership. For example, they cite to the fact that an organization for technology or engineering might allow somebody simply who has a bachelor's or master's in that field and is working in the field and pays a membership fee to join. However, there might be another level where to gain membership, you have to demonstrate that you've had an accomplishment that was judged by experts in the field as being so significant as to have advanced that particular field. A third criteria is whether you have published materials about you in professional, major trade, or other major media. In looking at this particular criteria, USCIS requires that you provide the title, date, and author of the material, and that if it is in a foreign language, that it is accompanied by a certified translation. USCIS is going to consider the circulation, viewership, or readership of the published material. Fourth, USCIS will look at whether you have been the judge of work of others in the field. For this, some examples that USCIS is providing is if you have been a reviewer for a scholarly journal, for example, or if you've peer-reviewed abstracts of papers, served as a member on the PhD committee for people's dissertations in your field, or been a peer reviewer for government research. Fifth, USCIS will look at whether you have made original contributions of major significance to your field. How do you prove that? So, USCIS cites 2 examples of published materials specifically related to your work, saying that they are of major significance. Testimonial letters from people in your field saying that your work has been of major significance. Documentation that your work was cited at a level in the field that indicates that it was of major significance, or that your work has been licensed or patented. The 6th criterion is whether you have been the author of work in your field, in professional, major trade, or other major media. USCIS cites 2 examples of publications in professionally relevant peer-reviewed journals or publications that came out of conferences, whether national or internationally recognized, or publications that came out of nationally or internationally recognized presentations at conferences, or publications that were published at conference presentations where the conference is nationally or internationally recognized. 7th, USCIS looks at whether your work has been displayed in an artistic exhibition or showcase. This seems rather self-explanatory. First, USCIS will look at whether the work was actually yours, and second, whether it was in an exhibition or showcase. For this, USCIS looks at the dictionary definition from Merriam-Webster that a public showing or exhibition is for works of art, objects of manufacture, or athletic skill. The 8th criterion is whether you have played a lead or critical role in a distinguished organization or establishment. For this, USCIS provides several examples. They state somebody who is a senior faculty or a senior person on a research team for a distinguished academic department or program may qualify. Senior research position for a distinguished non-academic institution or company may qualify. A principal or named investigator for a department, institution, or business that received a merit-based government award, such as an academic research or small business innovation research grant, may qualify. A founder or co-founder or contributor of intellectual property to a startup business that has distinguished reputation may qualify. A member of a key committee within a distinguished organization may qualify. Remember, after demonstrating that you have played a leading or critical role, you also have to demonstrate that the organization or institution for which you are playing such role has a distinguished reputation. The 9th criteria is commercial success in performing arts as shown by box office receipts or records of sale, compact disc sales, video sales, and so forth. Essentially, this criteria focuses on sales records. The final criteria, and one of my favorite, is proof of comparatively high remuneration. The reason this one is one of my favorite is it's simple. It's just a number. So how do you prove this? You look at your tax records, job offer letters, pay stubs, and then you look up wage data. If your salary or yearly income was higher or will be higher than what the average is in your field, then you've met this criteria. One thing that we don't want to forget, USCIS does permit for other comparable evidence of extraordinary ability if your particular area of extraordinary ability doesn't necessarily fit into the 10 criteria that are laid out. After you have demonstrated that you have met at least 3 out of 10 of the extraordinary ability criteria, USCIS will make a final merits determination. This is under matter of Kazarian. This determination is to show that in the totality of the evidence, you are one of the very small percentage of individuals who has risen to the very top of your industry or field. One thing that practitioners have seen is that unfortunately there are situations where USCIS has determined that a person has met 3 or more criteria and ultimately decided that in the final merits determination, the person had not proven that he or she was at the very top of the field. Under the new guidance, USCIS officers must explain if they think the person has not met the criteria and why the evidence is insufficient. So this is an improvement for people looking to apply for a green card based on extraordinary ability. If you would like to discuss extraordinary ability or any other immigration matter, give us a call at 833-848-7838. Thank you very much.